The year is 2010. The LA Lakers just beat the Boston Celtics in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. For Kobe Bryant, well, he will secure his 5th NBA championship, cementing his legacy as one of the all-time greats. A week later, the league will usher in a new class of rookies headlined by John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins. The one-and-done sensations were ready to take the league by storm. But on July 8th of 2010, LeBron James will make a dramatic announcement, making the decision to head to Miami to play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and leave Cleveland. That means a lot for the emergence of Derrick Rose, who was looking to compete in the East and eventually try to make an NBA title run. There were a lot of questions surrounding the Boston Celtics. Will the age catch up to them? Will they be able to compete with the Miami Heat's new roster? For some guys heading into 2010, they may be looking at a new change of scenery. Rumor has it that guys like Carmelo Anthony and Chris Paul may be looking to change jerseys soon. Same could be said for Dwight Howard, who just had a finals run in 09. But hey, maybe it's time to go. Just ask Amari Stoudemire, who signed with the New York Knicks in the offseason on a monster deal. But could you imagine yourself diving into the NBA as a wide-eyed rookie in the year 2010? Well, for Drew Nichols, aka Bug, he capped off his amazing college career with the Ivy League title. But that still wasn't enough to get him drafted in 2010. Fortunately enough for him, being at Princeton, there wasn't a lot of eyes on him, but yet and still, his skills were good enough to get him invited to the Summer League roster of the Atlanta Hawks. And this roster was loaded in the backcourt. Not only did it feature Bug at the point, but it featured 2009 draft pick Jeff Teague, a young flashy guard coming off the bench for the Hawks, and Jordan Crawford from Xavier, who the Hawks ended up drafting this year in 2010. And between these three, and they had Summer League on lock. I'm talking about straight rim runs, athletic plays, not to mention the jump shot falling too. And for Bug, it was a chance for him to do exactly what he was doing his senior year in college. Get buckets and pass the ball, direct the offense, and be a true floor general. The only downside was realizing that between these three guards, may not be enough room for all three. Jeff Teague was already cemented on the Hawks roster being a first-round pick last year, and Jordan Crawford was selected in the first round this year. So it looks like the odd man out would be Bug. But arguably, Bug was playing the best basketball of the three guards here in the Summer League. See, the beauty of the Summer League is that you don't necessarily have to be picked up by the team you play for. And right here, as Drew was going up for a three, he got hit in his lower stomach region and immediately went to grab it. He could end up missing the rest of the Summer League with a bruised abdomen. While it was crushing, he played so well during the NBA Summer League that he would field multiple training camp offers across the league. And while the Hawks were gracious enough to give him an offer, he decided to take one better. Bug would accept the training camp offer from the Miami Heat in a prove-it case. See, the Miami Heat just needed bodies for the newly acquired roster for cheap. With LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, who wouldn't take an opportunity to be a body on that kind of roster for a championship or 2 or 3 team, as LeBron stated? And for Bug, he showed out in training camp. Honestly, it looked like a mismatch, and it was clear and evident. Now, not only could Bug be a body, he could really be a rotation player for the Miami Heat this upcoming season. All for the low. He would end up making the official roster in 2010, officially welcoming him to the NBA. And for his welcoming gift, he got to practice against some of the all-time greats. See, the expectations on the Miami Heat were super large thanks to LeBron James proclaiming that they will win multiple championships in a row. So for Bug, it was about falling in line and doing the right things. And Miami will look to get on track early. All the way across the country, on the other side, the Golden State Warriors were looking to be a young up-and-coming team. See, the We Believe Warriors have come and gone, but one of the mainstays was Monte Ellis. And after drafting Stephen Curry in 2009, the backcourt, the future, was looking extremely bright, with a mix of veteran players in between and a young rookie at the center position. With the Warriors taking Bo Price in the lottery, expectations were a little high. So he played at Hawaii and dominated. This the big boy league, and in practice he immediately saw it, with Monte Ellis and Stephen Curry showing out ASAP. It took a while for Bo to get his footing together, but trust and believe. Eventually, he fit right into the offense. And the Warriors looked like they had some promise. I mean, the Lakers were dominating out west for the last few years. Maybe it's time for a new team to arise. I guess we'll find out soon enough. It's opening night in the NBA, 2010. We're here in the Bay to watch the Golden State Warriors take on the Houston Rockets. And for Robert Price, aka Bo, well, he got to guard Yao Ming tonight. A monster of a task. But early on, it was the Warriors' backcourt making the show. Between second-year guard Stephen Curry and Monte Ellis, it was really a pick-your-poison kind of offense right now. Whether it was Steph pulling up for a 3 or mid-range, or even Monte stepping out for a 3, the Rockets couldn't seem to handle it early on, and the Warriors blitzed them. But after a while, veteran Kevin Martin got it going and put the Rockets right back on board. And Yao Ming, well, he's a Hall of Famer in the future. He's a load to handle right now. And as for Bo, all he could do was fall in line on offense and get his buckets when he could. And his first NBA points came off a pick and roll textbook slam right behind Yao Ming. Of course he would celebrate, but still got a long way to go in this game. See, he was just trying to fit in wherever he could. Sometimes he would be guarded by Luis Scola and try to take advantage. That didn't work. As for Steph, taking advantage, that's all he did tonight. The mismatches were clear and evident. His handle was on point. Towards the end of the first half, Bo was still stuck at 2 points, observing most of the time. When he was in the game, he still had a load to deal with Yao Ming, who was getting anything he wanted in the paint over Bo. Believe me, Bo's going to have to get in the weight room if he wants to last in the NBA. What didn't last was the Warriors' lead as the Rockets would storm right back behind Kevin Martin and Yao Ming's pressure. And while Bo was struggling, so was the team. The Warriors would find themselves down 13 points halfway through the third quarter, needing a wake-up call. And Steph Curry, well, he was the perfect guy for the job. He started pulling from 3 just like he did at Davidson. I'm telling you, it was contagious. Robert found his stroke as well. And after a while, the Warriors would come back and blitz the Rockets heading into the fourth quarter. And it seemed like their offense was an unstoppable machine at one point. As you had Bo down low, especially when Yao wasn't in the game or was off a mismatch, there was no contest. Eventually, Bro got his footing. Finished with 11 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, not to mention a victory. And the Warriors started off their season 1-0. And last year there was a lot of questions with the Warriors drafting Steph Curry when they already had Monte Ellis. Who's going to be the primary ball handler? Who's going to be the primary scorer? Well, they're making it work early on in the season. In Game 2 against the LA Clippers, Steph started off hot. I'm talking about piping hot. And then Monte Ellis said, anything you can do, I can do better. The Mississippi Bullet was getting to the rim at ease, whether it was in a half-court set or in transition, putting pressure on the rim. The LA Clippers, well, they just needed a miracle tonight. Between the backcourt, it was nothing they could do. And for Bo, well, he found his footing even more in this game as he was matched up against Chris Kaman, a much smaller big than Yao Ming. And as for the three-point line, well, I told you it was contagious. See, Bo, he was going to be a problem. A big that could stretch the floor is exactly what the Warriors needed as they start out their season 2-0. And as you can see by the numbers, Bo was making the most out of his opportunities and earned a spot in the rotation. All eyes were on the Miami Heat making their 2010 debut. And unfortunately for Bug, they had Mario Chalmers assume the starting point guard role. For the guys like Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh, it was time for them to show the world why they teamed up and why they are projected to win the next 3 or 4 NBA titles in a row. And if you're a role player on this team, all you got to do is sit back, play your role, or watch the greats do their thing. And as for Bug, he had no choice but to be a front row viewer, courtside fan, so to speak. His opportunity seemed bleak. It didn't seem like there was going to be a moment for him to check in the games at all. And the Miami Heat eventually found their footing early on in the season. And as for Bug, well, he found his spot on the bench, watching comfortably, but ready. About 4 games into the season, Miami Heat traveled to New Jersey, Bug's home state, and put a beating on the New Jersey Nets. Shocker? Absolutely not. But for Bug, there may be opportunity in this. See, Eddie House got injured the game before, so Bug immediately moved up in the guard rotation. And with a blowout in the fourth quarter, Bug immediately started getting active on the bench, pretending like he was really engaged to get the coach's attention. Did it work? Well, initially, Coach Spoelstra didn't even look Bug's way to get in the rotations at the end of the game. Bug was watching everybody get up off the bench to sub in except him. But then he heard his name. And when he heard his name, he wasted no time. His moment came. 4 games into the season, undrafted, unlikely, for arguably the best team in the world, Bug was getting ready to check in and have his moment. The last time we really got to see Bug on the court getting active was the Ivy League title game. And how fitting. He's home. Maybe the coaching staff knew that. At the same time, Bug can't play with this opportunity. Being on a team like Miami Heat, they probably won't hesitate to cut him in a heartbeat if he doesn't seem fit. So he ran on the court, and his immediate matchup was Devin Harris. For Bug, He had one thing on his mind, and what he does best, making plays. For number 9 in black and red, this could be the start of something special or the end of an opportunity. His choice, bringing the ball up the court with a couple of minutes left in the game. He looked spunky. He looked like he was about to make a big play happen. Off a simple pick from Udonis Haslem, he got way too flashy and did a behind-the-back pass that was unnecessary and turned it over. And on the next possession, he nearly turned it over again. Take a deep breath. Don't waste your opportunity. And he didn't do that. He attacked the basket immediately and got a layup, keeping the game simple. And speaking of simple, one of the oldest plays in basketball, pick and roll. Udonis set the pick, Bug threw it up for a lob, and got an assist on the board. And while it may be miniature and little scale, he's showcasing to the vets exactly what he could do with more minutes. Mario Chalmers, you may have to watch your time. It's a new guy in town. And for Bug, he felt right in his nature and his atmosphere, doing exactly what he does best. With 12 seconds left in the game already out of reach, he decided to take another opportunity at Devin Harris, the starting guard for the New Jersey Nets, and get a bucket over him in clean fashion. It was so clean, it had the bench going crazy. I'm talking nuts. Even LeBron had to get up about 10 feet in the air for it. Miami Heat would end up closing out the game, starting out their season pretty hot too. You gotta salute Bug for not wasting his chance, and now he opened up more opportunities in the rotation. With Eddie House continuing to be out, Bug would see the court more often during the middle of the games now, not even in blowouts. See, they were playing the Minnesota Timberwolves. Shout out to Kevin Love, but this team is putrid. For the Miami Heat, it's slim pickings. Anything they wanted, they got it. So for Bug, whenever he checked in the game for Mario Chalmers, he was getting straight to it. No hesitations, no regrets. Even if that meant getting blocked at the rim, who cares? You're undrafted. Why not? You from Princeton. Nobody expected you to be here in the first place. Take the shots you need to take. Play within the offense. If you get yelled at, it's part of basketball. But watch greatness happen. And that's exactly how Bug maneuvered. Getting the ball to the best players in transition and letting them do their thing. And Miami Heat looked like a well-oiled machine early on, and LeBron might not be off. This could be a championship team for the next decade. And with Bug, he was having to play some of the best every night. CP3 out in New Orleans, hey, who's scared of who? Bug was just doing exactly what he needed to do. No need to be overly flashy. No need to prove yourself to everybody in every team. Just stay ready. That's an example. See, the Miami Heat found something in Bug. Who's to say that Bug can't be a part of this historical run and perhaps be a part of something greater, a championship? Speaking of championships, the LA Lakers are taking on the Golden State Warriors. And Bo Price, Stephen Curry, Monte Ellis, them boys had a handful tonight. And as for Kobe Bryant, he was getting older. Did that stop him from winning back-to-back finals MVPs the years before? Absolutely not. And this Lakers team was sneaky good. Derek Fisher, Ron Artest, Andrew Bynum, All-Star Pau Gasol, and the man himself, number 24. There was reason to believe the Lakers have a chance to three-peat. And while the Warriors weren't really necessarily looking at championships right now, this was a huge stepping stone for a young team to get their confidence up. Speaking of confidence, Bo was going to need all of it tonight, as he was watching Kobe go straight to work against Monte Ellis, the veteran, getting him in foul trouble early, forcing Monte to get in frustration and have to sit and watch majority of this game. But no worries, because number 30 in blue came to play. I must admit, watching Steph at Davidson, I couldn't really necessarily see how his game would translate to the NBA level, besides the three-point shooting. But he's made it work, whether it be in transition, getting some steals, getting some layups, and his handle was sneakily underrated as well. And he had the Warriors rolling to start this game, but the only problem is, with no Monte Ellis, there was really no second option. And for Bo, well, he didn't have that confidence level yet to emerge as the second option without Monte in the game. So he found himself on the bench too. And while they were on the bench, the Lakers were kind of having their way. Eventually, Bo came back in the game and did exactly what he'd already been doing, making sure Steph got a good shot. Whenever Kobe was out the game, the Warriors tried to take advantage, but that was minimal. See, Kobe was a workhorse, straight up dog, the Black Mamba. In the second half, as soon as Monte Ellis got back in the game, Kobe got straight back to work like it was personal. Speaking of personal, this man Steph was on a heater tonight. In the Staples Center, late in the third, early in the fourth, it was number 30, versus number 24. And everybody else on the court just had a front row ticket to watch greatness happen, from the young and the old. And for Kobe, at this point in his career, this was routine, the standard, the Black Mamba standard. Early on in the fourth quarter, the ball game was still tight, and Bo still had a chance to make an impact on this game positively. So Steph found him on a handoff, and all he had to do was attack the basket strong. Andrew Bynum was right there for the rejection. The coaching staff wasn't feeling that possession and had Bo benched, but not for long. When Steph and Bo checked back into the game, they ran the oldest play in basketball, the pick and roll, and Bo finally got it going for an easy slam. Later on in the game, Monte Ellis finally got it going as well after being in foul trouble. With a tight ball game, every possession mattered. When Monte would miss a wide open mid-range shot, the ball was in number 24's hands with everybody on their feet in the Staples Center. And Kobe, this is his element. Game winding down, close ball game, tied game, a chance to get the Lakers a lead. I guess y'all know what happens next. Bucket. The Lakers will take a 2-point lead with a little over 40 seconds left. And the Warriors, well, they would get the ball to their best player, Steph. And he would miss a wide open three off a turnaround. And once again, the ball was in number 24's hands with a chance to ice the game. And he put Monte Ellis on that island, mano a mano. Before he can go up for a post fade, David Lee will reach in and steal the ball, and the Warriors, down 2 in transition, will find Bo Price for a layup to tie the game. And he smoked it. Wide open layup. In and out. And the Warriors will have to foul the Lakers with hopes that they will miss a free throw. And Bo couldn't believe it. It was early in the season, but still a chance to make an early statement. It just wasn't his night tonight. And for the Warriors' fate, the ball was in the hands of Derek Fisher. And he would nail both free throws to get the Lakers a 4-point lead. And for Bo, he got himself getting coached up by Darrell Wright and Steph Curry on the way back to the bench. It really wasn't much to be said. You just got to make the layup next time, Rook. The Lakers will take this game and show the Warriors how to get it done down the stretch. And for Bo, no reason to have your head down too long. It's a young season. Rather you make the mistakes now than later. Just a little stumbling block on the way to greatness. Well, early on in the 2010-11 season, and for Bo, he's had a solid start. And I ask you, would you rather be in the career of Bo or Bud? Or perhaps another rookie that's coming up in the rankings?
I know it's early, ladies and gentlemen, but if I had to put in an early vote for Rookie of the Year, I couldn't name a better candidate right now than Chris Smoove.